Hearing people screaming for help is truly haunting, as rapper Travis Scott seems to be continuing to sing. Houston Fire Department logs show that by 9 o'clock, thousands of spectators had already breached the main gates, 9 a.m., and the situation was just getting worse by the hour throughout the day. Now, by the time Travis took the stage at 9 p.m., 12 hours after the first thing was reported, 260 people had already been treated for some type of crush injuries, according to a fire department log. Now, when he took the stage, that's when the crowd became fully out of control. And Dr. Rami Hashish is a body performance and injury specialist that has testified as an expert in thousands of cases dealing with crowd-related injuries. How does somebody that is well enough and robust enough to go to a concert like this wind up dead in a matter of minutes? What actually happens here?
The first is you touched on, is that the massive surge of people results in a lot of heat. The second one is that because of the people moving so close to one another, it may actually crush their chest or put so much pressure on their chest, limiting their ability to breathe. And the third one, which I think is very obvious, particularly listening to everyone here today and following the news, is that people get panicked. People get concerned. People get fearful for their life. There's this fight or flight response, right? So all of these things contribute to fatigue that may put them into a position that they're more compromised, or they're vulnerable at that point. Now, secondarily, on top of all of this, you have people coming across you and around you, and now you no longer control your environment. You're no longer controlling how you move and how you act, but rather your emotions are largely controlled by the people around you. So now you have the people kind of controlling your emotion, your fatigue is setting in, and now you're really limited in your ability to protect yourself.
That really makes a lot of sense. And from a psychological standpoint, when you break down mob mentality, the first thing that happens psychologically is what we call de-individuation, where you stop being an individual because you're now part of a big group, which means you don't think like an individual. You're now part of this mass of humanity. And acceptability changes, like everybody's doing it, like charging through the gates. You wouldn't necessarily do that by yourself, but if you got 1,000 people around you, then things are acceptable that wouldn't be acceptable to you individually. And then anonymity sets in because you're now a faceless part of a big crowd, and self-awareness goes way down because, again, you've been de-individuated. You're not thinking of yourself as an individual. You're part of this massive movement here, and so your moral compass is just spinning. You're not thinking with the same standards that you would, so accountability is lost, and then everybody has their eye on the prize, and that's get to the front or get to whatever it is the goal is, and you don't think about the impact of people 30, 40, 50 rows in front of you. Everything is just crushing towards the front. You don't think about that. Like you said, people are videoing you trying to save a child and then back to the concert. It's like, wow, boy, is this going to make a great video for the gram? It's just people aren't thinking. So it's a perfect storm of bad elements that happen in the moment. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.